Luke DeBoy, Director of Addiction Services here at Tranquility Woods. I really like and also laugh at my title, Director of Addiction Services. In some way, it can feel like Director of Unmanageability or Director of Powerlessness. And I say that in a joking manner, but the part that I really enjoy is helping current clients, future clients, and alumni with their clinical care while they're here. I get to help them make sure that they receive appropriate individual counseling. I get to help create the culture in the group setting and make sure that all their clinical care is taken care of from beginning to end. And I take a lot of pride in that. I was very fortunate very early on in the beginning process of Tranquility Woods just to see the vision that Phil Philbin had as a premier facility in the addictions field. I came on when we had just less than a handful of clients, and seeing the kind of work that the therapist was doing here with the client, I was just blown away what they were really working on during those first initial weeks of their early recovery. And that was something that I really wanted to be a part of and really help mold to really be the premier facility, not just on the East Coast, but in the addictions field. It was very heartwarming that we're not the cold yellow wall facility feel, and we could bring not just a level of comfort, but a level of understanding personally and empathetically, professionally, but to really help an individual grow and change in our setting, which has done numbers to a lot of the alumni. Our day is structured with groups and individual counseling throughout the week. And since we're such a small facility, no more than 19 clients, we really get to, as myself as Director of Addictions, but with other staff members and counselors, can really get to know all of the clients. We do our individual sessions weekly, but we really get to know all of them. And since our groups are so small, it's a really warm, inviting environment where it can feel like a home. You know, we can give them that empathy and that care, and they can really thrive in a comfortable setting and really work on some challenging things to create that change in their treatment and their recovery. Family therapy and the family system is often one of the most stressful, triggering thing for the clients. So that is a huge part of our program. We have family sessions once a week, as well as family education every Sunday. And as a result, we get to see what the clients are going to go back to. We get to see their family system and not just help the client change and recover, but this is a family disease, this is a family addiction, and we often do a lot of work with the family and the changes that they need to make while they're here with us and continue to do when they're out of here. So that is just as intensive as the individual sessions for our client. Experiential therapy is fun. Me as a therapist, I believe Plato said you find out more in an hour of play with someone than you do in a lifetime of conversation. So when someone can experience their behaviors and their thoughts, and that's what we do in adventure therapy or experiential therapy. We have a ropes course, a low elements course here that we can really have the group interact together and begin to identify how their interpersonal relationships affects each other and themselves, ultimately their recovery. So it's one way as a facilitator, as a therapist, that I really get to see someone be themselves and how they cope or how they interact maybe in an unhealthy way that can come out in other ways in relationships, whether it's with family members, work members, and really create maybe some stressful situations when they're actually having fun. So it's one of my favorite types of groups that I do here, and the clients don't always feel that they're in a treatment facility or our house, and the hour goes by really quick. Equine therapy is another one of our modalities that we have here that are really valuable for the clients. One, they get to leave our facility and not feel cooped up, but they really get to experience working in a group setting and working with an animal that can really tell them things and interact and communicate, whether it's on an emotional level, for some people spiritual level, where they can really fine-tune that emotional awareness that they have. We do riding sessions, but we also do groups where in equine therapy, for a lot of people, it's spiritual. It gives them the opportunity to tap into that emotional sense of themselves in a way that you may not find in a one-on-one or in a group setting. I think one of the most spiritual things we have as a human is our emotions. And I call that emotional sobriety. One way to define spirituality is there's a pattern and purpose of why things happen. And I think emotions do that for us. One of the things at Tranquility Woods is identifying that emotional sobriety, or identifying, why am I having this emotion, and what is it telling me? And if we can identify that way we can really learn how to cope with those uncomfortable feelings. And that can be looked at as a spiritual way. In a group setting, one of the things that I tell people is we can have that rapport, whether it's sympathy or empathy, and someone could be hiding their feelings and someone else could feel that. That's a connection that's not just physical, and that could be looked at as spiritual. So some people definitely see spirituality as a religious way of looking at it, but we can augment spirituality for other people in different ways too, in terms of that spiritual connection with themselves or other people, and it can be a wonderful tool for their recovery. If you have concern, if you have doubt, give us a call. Tranquility Woods really has that personal relationship with not just our alumni, but that people are worried or concerned or on the fence of what recovery is, or if they want it, whether it's for themselves or for a loved one, that we take the time, and feel free to reach out to us. And recovery is not just putting down a substance. It's not just maintaining abstinence. It can be looked at as really getting back their peace of mind and serenity. And we give them the opportunity to do that by first no longer using, but really using our holistic approach to help a person really enjoy life and have a better way of life. So if you're not sure if putting down drugs will do that, give us a call and we'll be glad to help you. We treat family members as they're the identified client in our inpatient program. We want you to get the peace and comfort and recovery you need, and that means changing some things about yourself so you can do so, regardless of what the inpatient client is doing here. That's why we have the individual sessions, the family sessions, and family education every Sunday. We want to make sure you're getting the resources you need as part of this process, that we can help you with the communication, get the boundaries that you want, and also free yourself from the addiction that you're feeling. If you're having doubt or questions, I make myself available. You can reach me directly, and we can talk about this process that can seem really scary. We have a lot of alumni that are from different states, even one from a different country, and they didn't know just how to get this ball rolling. We are a very small facility that we care about the person and the connection. Give us a call. Give us a call, whether it's talking to myself or the other clinical staff if you have concern. We want to make sure that you get the care that not just you need, that you deserve, and that's what this facility is designed on, that we can help you in other parts of your family, that we have the ability to connect and get the things that you're fearful of. It's not just quitting drugs and alcohol, it's how am I going to help with the other aspect that I feel lost in.